Hello everybody and welcome back to Rebellious Menstruation and a new Q&A. This is a video on why I don't use Facebook and why I'm concerned about Instagram and Tumblr. Ironically, I was not really into social media initially, certainly not in my early 20s, and I had to be convinced to sign up to MySpace initially, then Facebook. I did and still do have Twitter, but mostly it's connected to my Insta and my Tumblr, and reposts from there, and I rarely post on it or to it as an actual social media platform and stick to the, I think it's now 180 characters. So I joined Facebook in approximately 2006, and I have seen a lot of design changes. However, from about 2015, I started really noticing that the platform had become far less about keeping in contact with people I know or participating in the community and social groups I had joined, and more about irritating games and strange new stories. It had become so bad, the algorithm was giving my feed news I didn't follow and wasn't interested in, comments from group I wasn't a part of, and I was gradually locking my account down further and further and further. But at the end of the day, I couldn't prevent Facebook from messing with my details and feed. Also, top stories suck. I wanted a chronological feed only, really, and that still probably applies to all of my social media accounts. I particularly hate this ridiculous thing with, at least Twitter now allows you to choose having a chronological timeline, which is what I always choose. Instagram has gone to this ridiculous, or it is owned by Facebook. On top of all this, I had a disagreement with Facebook over marketing and social misogynistic policies, culminating in my argument over a beer ad and breastfeeding. I don't have or want children, however many people do. Facebook kept, and also just because I don't want children does not mean I hate them. I'm quite frankly sick of that fucking pathetic argument. Facebook kept banning pictures of breastfeeding women, even though no nipple was showing, yet showing nipples in beer ads. It was sexist and revolting, and therefore I was arguing that breasts are literally for feeding babies and infants, biologically, literally biologically, not for fucking beer ads. So Facebook banned my account, like where they limit your account and lock it down for a certain amount of time. Around this time, they were also forcing performers to use their real names and not their stage names, particularly affecting for drag and burlesque performers. When they demanded a passport copy to reactivate my account, I refused, being that I didn't want any of my ID stored with Facebook, and requested deletion, like that's the options they gave me. My Facebook actually was in my real name, so it wasn't that I wasn't actually, and that's probably the irony of it for me, is that I was actually using my real name. But anyway, so it was deactivated. A little over a year later, they randomly reactivated my account. No email, no contact. It took another person on my friends list who told me that it had been reactivated and was like posting. So I summarily deleted my account. Facebook is not free. It is definitely not free, and you are delusional if you think it is. It is data mining at its finest. Also, I was always whinging about it and complaining about how Facebook was misogynistic trash. However, as the consumer, I, and in fact all of us, have the power to actually do something about that. So, if you, like me, were unhappy about it, I cancelled it. You can very, very rarely change things from within, because when you're already in this system, they are earning money off you, so they have very little incentive to change. If all of us resigned, they would not be getting the ad revenue that they needed to continue. If we all, it wouldn't be as successful. Look at MySpace. It was once worth $12 billion. Customers, users like us and like you guys, profile owners can do the same to Facebook. And this is kind of why I'm also exceptionally concerned with Instagram. They're already exhibiting restrictive Facebook policies and have taken exceptional advertising to an extreme. Insta has promoted the restriction of women's bodies and the allowance of shame towards women, and the promotion of specifically diets, plastic surgery, dietary supplements, and the proliferation of influencers like the Kardashians, which are toxic in and of themselves. Tumblr and YouTube have or are seemingly doing similar things. Conservative restrictive policies against alternative philosophies and or people who promote alternative philosophies. But I also use social media differently than other people, I suppose. I don't go to the discover pages or trending pages, and I certainly don't earn any money from social media or am pursuing it as a career. So I'm not bothered by likes or followers, and I'm comfortable posting my opinions and what I want. I choose not to complain how much I hate Facebook anymore, as I deleted it instead. It provides me with the power not to have to deal with their dystopian anti-privacy policies and extreme advertising behaviour. However, if you are a seller and you are only currently selling on Facebook and you lock down your selling account because you are excluding toxic customer culture, which is a fantastic thing to do. Also, I think from what I can gather, I've never sold on Etsy, but from the people that I gather who have, it can be quite expensive to sell on Etsy, and not necessarily all of these costs are shared kind of equally between the purchaser and the seller. So a lot of people are using Facebook because they have cheap to kind of no fees depending on what you're selling. But again, Facebook is not free. So excluding a toxic customer culture is a fantastic thing to do. However, to exclude people based on not belonging to a company that essentially data mines you and to only restrict your selling capabilities to that network is actually tragic. So, Facebook and the like will only listen to their consumers over their own financial benefit from ads if everyone withdraws. Anyway, this is essentially why I do not purchase from Facebook-only makers or Facebook-only sellers, because if you're only going to be on Facebook, I am not going to get on the surface. It's never going to be a free account, even if you can sign up to it and sell it. So, thanks for watching. Enjoy your morning, afternoon, or evening. And thanks for listening to my I don't like Facebook rant. So depending on where you are in the day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.